Alright, welcome to my first reading, everybody. We're going to be doing something a little interesting today. It is going to be a pick a card challenge, but as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different options. These stones have actually been pulled from this set I got, the Chakra Stone Pack. So I want you to just take 3 deep breaths and just channel your energy into these options to see which one stands out to you. If I put them in the correct order, we have the clear quartz for the crown chakra, Lepidolite, if I said that right, for the third eye chakra. We have Lapis, so like lapis lazuli for the throat chakra, Aventurine for the heart chakra, Citrine for the solar plexus chakra, Carnelian for the sacral chakra, or sacral, I don't know, and the red Jasper for the root chakra. So again, this will be option 1, option 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, because I am doing 7 different readings, I'm not going to have them be too long. I'm actually going to be basing them off of the Mystic Shaman Oracle deck that I just got. And they have a great 4-card reading. It's the Hidden Treasures in the Medicine Wheel reading. So that's what we'll be doing today. And again, go ahead and just choose whatever option best relates to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there'll be timestamps down below. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi, number 1s. So we'll go ahead and we're going to get started with your chakra reading. Or not chakra reading, your medicine wheel reading. I'm basically choosing 4 different cards here. I'll probably have to look at the book because I know absolutely nothing about this oracle deck. Just know that the pictures are super beautiful. And I've had a lot of really powerful messages come through when I've messed around with them a bit, trying to, help some friends and stuff. So 2 cards already picked. Let's just go for 2 more. Let's see. So what do we need for group 1's 4-card reading? I just need 2 more cards. Okay, just 1 more card here. All right, just 1 more card. There we go. Some of these can be a little stuck together since it's still new. I'll go ahead and just put them in the first order here. All right, so for your south-facing card, we have the circle. Hopefully you can see this. I'm just using my webcam, so it's not coming in too clear. For the the west, I don't know directions, we have completion. I just love the look of these. I hope you can see them well. For north, we have the ancient ones. That card popped up for me not too long ago. Love that card. And then the east-facing card, we have Beauty Way. Okay. So for the south-facing card, this one is what represents what you need to let go of, the things that you need to shed. These are old wounds that you're clinging onto, and Spirit is saying, no, it's time to let this go. The circle, what this means is that Spirit's essence beats in your heart and is inspiring you to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have a purpose in this world. So imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle comes as your medicine, you're meant to come to an understanding of the importance of decay and letting go, the importance of dying to an old form and being born anew. If you are faced with the challenge of loss or disappointment, remember this: in the circle of life, nothing is ever wasted. Love will seek itself again, prosperity will come from a new idea or opportunity, and spirit always waits for you to find your place in the dance again. So it almost seems like maybe there's some kind of depression or something coming from this card, and it's letting you know that it's okay to step forward and just leave that behind if you can. Obviously, you know, if we have people who are suffering from depression, that's going to be pretty hard, but the idea is to just hold your head up and just try to maintain that positive attitude whenever you're able to. Next, we have completion. That's the 9. So this is the West card. This represents a part of you that you're ready to move away from. So maybe you've outgrown that, but you can't continue to grow as a person until you let this side of yourself go. So this is the number 9 card, the Essence. So you've finished the cycle and there's no more growth or benefit from hanging on to the old. In regard to relationships, it's time to honor what has been and find a new form for the future. In your ventures, it is time to reap your harvest. Completion is a time for celebration. It is the end of summer when the fruit is ripe. So clinging to the old form will bring only decay. When fruit is left too long on the vine, it rots. You know that it is time to move on, yet are reluctant. Do not be afraid of hurting anyone's feelings. Remember that you are responsible for your actions, not the actions of others. Mourn what is lost, so you can move on. Do not be sad. Be like the sun at midday, who shines brightly, neither longing for sunrise nor dreading the dusk. So it seems this is very intuitive towards a relationship, and it's just time to let that part of you die. Those feelings for that person, let them go and just continue on your life. Also, if you can hear it, my dog is right here and he's snoring. He's sleeping so heavy, so I'm sorry if you can hear that during this. So then we go to the north and we have the Ancient Ones, if you want to see that card again. This is a really awesome card, which I'm excited to go over with you. So this represents the wisdom that you need to acquire. Essentially, as you're shedding these parts with you, the south and the west, you're able to make way for this new knowledge to come down to you. You're entering a point in your life when you're ready to face this and continue your journey. So the Ancient Ones is number 1. What they're doing is they're inviting you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for Earth. It says, go ahead, find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept the invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available to you right now. So it seems that group number 1, you guys are definitely becoming more heightened spiritually. And if you can accept that, there's, the possibility that you're going to have great powers, or that you're going to just have this really strong spiritual sense. Finally, we make our way to number 4. That's our East card, the Beauty Way. So this card represents your possible destiny. I did say it was number 4. So the Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses, take a deep breath, look up at the stars, and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. Again, it's bringing up relationships. Stop trying to fix relationships that you believe are broken. Recognize that things are exactly as they need to be in this moment, and acknowledge the inherent beauty in that. When you understand this, you will be able to bring about the change you want. Do not engage in gossip about the darkness and flaws of others. Be careful not to be seduced by the superficial beauty of a project or relationship you're toying with, unless you are willing to pay a price for it later. So if we look at these cards then, from what I'm gathering, especially since this is so relationship based, It seems that someone in your life is holding you back. It's leading to a bunch of negativity, depression because of this. And if you want to see this beautiful way, it's time to just trust your intuition and just let that person go. You don't need to have them in your life. They don't need to be the source of your happiness. You can be your own source of happiness. We can throw down just a couple tarot cards on this to see if Spirit is willing to, elaborate on anything. The Spirit, when it comes to, this person's happiness, obviously there's several of you, it's not just one, but do you have any wisdom or guidance you want to say about what's going on with our readers here? We have a Knight of Swords that just popped up. Swords cards are very in the head. In this specific deck, the Shadowcast deck, it's not always the best suit. I don't know. I've had a lot of relationship issues myself, so I see a lot of depressing themes in the Swords cards, and that's just probably because of my own personal experiences. You also had the Hierophant pop up, and then we have, what is that, the Seven of Cups. So we have some emotions going on. Is that it? Just the 3 cards, or do you want to provide any other cards for us to review, Spirit? Okay. Oh, one more. Got it. And then another emotional 3 of Cups card. Okay. So if you want to see this, the artwork in this I think is really pretty too, if you can see it. The Knight of Swords, the Hierophant, the 7 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. So, judging by everything that's going on here, I definitely see the Hierophant kind of going with the Ancient Ones. This is, in this image, it's literally an ancient tree spirit. It's got its staff, it's got both living and deceased creatures flocking about it, so it's spiritually enhanced. It can see more than just life. It sees death as well, and it understands and interacts with everything. The Hierophant is a wise character that manifests things. It's at one with nature, it's peaceful, and that just coincides with the idea that you need to become, trust your intuition, trust that inner self, because, your intuition is going to be so much wiser than you realize. When I see the 7 of Cups here, it's these 2 different people looking in different directions. Though they stand by each other, they're vastly opposite. One's more emotional, shrouded with illusion, more fantastical. She's got a moon and stars by her head, while the other one is reading a map. He wears boots, while the other has bare feet. Neither of them are observing the treasures around them, the cups around them. They're just looking towards their own different adventures, but while one's fantasizing, the other one's planning. And I just see, 2 people who are disjointed. It seems like these people, they don't see eye to eye, and this could potentially be the relationship you're in. There might be a love for each other, you stand by each other, but you're just 2 vastly different people. You're not seeing eye to eye. You could be at different points in your life at the moment. Maybe somebody's focusing on family or adventure, and the other one's focusing on work, and there's just not enough time to really let your relationship grow. It's where we get the Knight of Swords. This is so intellectually based. It's driven. This could be, you really spearheading everything. Maybe you're just absorbed in learning, like college material, things like that. And then we have the 3 of Cups here with parties and everything. So even these are contrasting each other, the Knight of Swords and the 3 of Cups. With the 3 of Cups, either you're engaged in the party and you're just having a great time, or you could enjoy your own company, or you could be, longing for that party. Maybe you're missing out on it because of this relationship you're in. There's so many ways this can be interpreted, but it's letting you know that at this point in time, even if the two of you love each other, if it's not working out, it may just be time to let the relationship go. Maybe you can maintain a friendship with each other. And that's not always a bad thing, especially, if you're young or if you have things to focus on. To get this beauty way, to get happiness, it's important to focus on yourself. And if this relationship is supposed to last, then it's okay to have that break, whether the break be weeks, months, even a couple of years. If it's supposed to be, the two of you will find your way back to one another. And until then, maybe it's time to just give yourself a little attention. I have one more oracle deck that we can put down, even though I feel like this is pretty clear, but I just like having, affirmations, confirmations. I like wisdom. This deck is from, what is it called? It's the Wild Elemental Oracle deck. So these are actually, they're all animals. I like trying to see, what animals pop up in these different readings that can help give you just even a little more guidance than what everything else is already providing. So Spirit, for group number 1, do you have any more guidance that you could present to us with the form of these animals? Whew. It's throwing my cards around, so maybe not. We'll just give it a couple more shots here. Oh, no. Here, I'll try shuffling it one more time. The other problem is that everything is so new, it's still sticking together. Okay, let's see here. My cute little dog is just snoring so much. Alright, you got 2 animals. You got the flamingo and the turtle. And if I had to say these things couldn't be more different than they are, I would be lying. So the flamingo, a bird, tall, beautiful, majestic, and pink. I always want to think feminine, but I actually see flamingos as being quite masculine. It says that when they make an appearance in your life, you need to hear that no matter what is going on in your life, even if it's a drama-filled situation, there's always a takeaway lesson. So the flamingo's here to show you that nothing happens that it isn't supposed to. Finding the lesson is critical to be able to stay away from the lower vibration emotions that you are experiencing. So the pain that you're currently feeling in this relationship, find the lesson. What can you learn from this experience? And then walk away with your head high, knowing that despite everything, you were able to at least learn something from it. It's kind of like the silver lining. And then we have the turtle. Oh, I guess I should show you the pictures, huh? So this is the flamingo. Oh my gosh, the light makes it look like it's glaring. That's so funny. And then this is the turtle. So while the flamingo stands tall, the turtle, it hides away. It has that shell and armor of protection. It could be representing that while one of you is flippant, the other one is more reserved. So what it says here is that when turtle crawls into your life with the message that slow and steady wins the race, do not feel that you have to force or push a situation, nor should you take shortcuts or skip steps. Take your time, let everything unfold at the right time, relax, and trust in the process. So again, it's okay. You can take a breather, you can let things go and move on to work on yourself, your goals, your own happiness, because eventually life will find a way and you will be able to, you'll be able to reach the end goal that you want. So maybe it won't be having a relationship with this person. Again, if it's meant to be, it'll happen later. It doesn't have to be right now. You don't need to rush into anything. Just experience life. All right, well, thanks, group number 1. That's it for our reading, and hopefully you'll tune in next time. Go ahead and leave a comment, if you will, letting me know what you thought. I don't know if I'll keep doing readings like this. I just wanted to try something different. But if you have different readings you want me to try doing too, I'm more than happy for suggestions. Have a great day. Bye, guys. Hi, group number 2. So we're going to go ahead then, group number 2, and start your reading. Hope you look forward to this. I forgot to mention this in the intro, so I'm probably going to be mentioning this on all of these timestamps. If you hear it, it's kind of faint right now, but if you hear it, I'm hearing my dog right here sleeping next to me, and he's snoring pretty heavy. So we'll go ahead and start with the first 4 cards we're doing in this reading. This is from the Mystic Shaman Oracle Guidebook, or Oracle Deck. This is my guidebook I'm using as reference because I just got these cards. There's a lot of them, and this is my first like super authentic Oracle deck, so I'm just doing my best to make sure I'm interpreting everything for you. While my intuition can generally help guide me through stuff, it seems that I'm merely just Spirit's vessel, and I pull out the cards Spirit wants me to pull out. Like this card. Alright, so we just need 3 more, Spirit. And there they are. Perfect. So we're going to go ahead and have the Beauty Way be your card number 1. That's really exciting because I just had this for group number 1. Alright. Oh, this is all 4 cards. Okay. Maybe you get 5 cards. So these came out together. So I'm going to go ahead and assume Beauty Way is supposed to be more like a significator card. So if this card is to enhance this reading specifically, what the Beauty Way is that's just a cherished and beautiful life. This is something that you can manifest for yourself. It's about bringing, this beauty your way. And normally, from what I read in the card, you do this on your own. I gotta make some room now that I'm throwing down 5 cards. So then on the south side, south direction, we have the Wild Woman. She's been appearing a lot in the last couple of days for my readings. And we're all going through, transformations right now, this September and October season, like fall season. So I guess I'm not surprised to see it. Okay, then we have Magic. That's so interesting because this is on your west direction. So I'm going to be interested to see what the book says on that. Oh, I'm going to mispronounce this. So north we have, it's either Pachamama, or it's Pachamama. I don't know what the CH sound is supposed to sound like for this deck. So I'll have to look that up. And then finally, for the east side, we have the Council. So south side, the Wild Woman. This is supposed to be the south card. South direction is supposed to be, how do I explain this? Essentially, it's a wound. It's baggage from the past. It doesn't have to be a literal wound, but something, that's hurt you, whether it be betrayal, deceit, an experience, trauma. There is something that is holding you back. And this card from the south represents that, which you need to just let go of in terms of, old baggage. Oh, hi, baby. Yes, my readings will probably always have my dad if he likes singing. He's a cutie. So this is 62. It's almost all the way towards the end here. It says, when the Wild Woman comes to dance in your reading, you're invited to shine brightly and to know that your true self is being called out to engage the world. So that immediately tells me you're not letting your true self show. Maybe you have a mask on, group number 2. I don't know why you're trying to hide yourself, but it's saying it's time to shed that mask. Let it go. It could also mean that you are over showing yourself. So, if you're typically a party goer, for example, the wild woman in this case, because it's a part of you that needs to go, could be overindulging at those parties. It's one thing to, go out with your friends on a Friday or Saturday, enjoy the weekend, and just have a good time. And it's another thing to go out every single night and drink crazy and then go to work and have hangovers. And then all of a sudden you're disrupting your coworkers and production's going down. You've created an imbalance at that point. So either you need to strip away that mask or you need to reel it in a little bit. They're not saying don't be yourself, but they're saying, be responsible about it. Then we have magic. So on the west direction, this represents a part of you that you're ready to move away from. It's not necessarily, a wound or pain, but it's just something that isn't, this part of you is no longer helping you. And if you want to continue growing as an individual, you need to let this part go to make room for anything new to come in. And I'm very, very curious as to why it says magic. So it's saying that when magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Okay, so I'm immediately understanding this. Essentially, what they're saying with magic is that you're seeing things with too much structure, right? Okay, you need to put on your little fairy glasses and see things with magic and light and wonder. So if we were to turn these into tarots, right now you're very swords and you need to be wands a little bit. Which is great. So essentially it says, have you forgotten that you live in a world that is infused with magic? Perhaps you've become cynical and think you have to create your life all by yourself with no help from others. It's time to remember your relationship to Source, for you are a part of the story of the world, a living spark of spirit living on earth for this short time as an emissary of light. If you look back over your life, you will find many instances in which your actions alone were not the cause of out-of-the-blue coincidences that led you to that new relationship, job, or other important moments on your journey. So how do you stay in this awareness? The answer is simple. If you can be as a little child and cultivate that wondrous curiosity, you will see the magic again and be amazed. Remember, magic is real and in everything. So that cynical nature that you have, it's time to let that go. You will not be able to grow as a person if you continue to continue to be cynical. I've learned over the years myself that in terms of, I've always been a realist, but in terms of optimism and pessimism, as a realist, I will always choose to lean more towards optimism because pessimism just makes life harder. It makes it too difficult to be so narrow-minded. Whereas optimism, at least there's joy, at least there's laughter, and you're making the most of this life. Me, personally, I am done suffering. I don't want to go through anything anymore. I'm 30 years old and I've had enough. I would like the rest of my time on this earth to be as joyful as possible, to live as many experiences as possible. And when I look at this card, at magic, and it says, let that cynical side of you go, I feel like you need to stop being as pessimistic and start transferring into that optimistic side. It's hard. It really is, because I know a lot of pessimists will look at optimists and they always wonder why. I'll tell you why, because life is a lot more enjoyable. That's why. That's the clear-cut answer. And to receive joy in life is going to get you a lot further. So now we move on to the North card. I'm not even going to try pronouncing it again. What the North card represents is if you can let go of the things holding you back, let go of that pessimism, then this card will be the new knowledge that you would be ready to intersect, to learn, wisdom that can go into your life. This is card number 40. So it says you're a child of earth. Now is the time to eat right, love right, and be joyous, regardless of the circumstances you may find yourself in. Be grateful for your life, your body, and all that nourishes you. This card invites you to relish each breath, embrace your joy and your pain equally, and discover love through both. Let this card know how much you appreciate all her blessings with an act of service such as planting a tree, helping save an endangered species, or protecting the ocean. So this card, it's so clear cut. I know it's hard when you're living so negatively, but life will be better, and you'll understand that if you take these steps. That's what this card is saying. And then after you've done all this, the East card, the Council, this will be your potential future. So this is all the way towards the front of the deck. It's card number 11. The Council has a message for you. Listen with your inner senses. The handwriting is already on the wall, so look about you, and you will discern its meaning. Do not wait for further signs. Embark on the journey to love deeply, forgive sincerely, and dare greatly. Take the leap without requiring life to assure you of success. Oh, so this is a future card, and it's telling you it doesn't want you to know the future. It wants you to do these steps, blindly accepting that I am telling you your life will turn out better. How weird. Okay. So there's a little more. I'll go ahead and just go over that with you too in case we can get anything else out. It says you are never alone. Turn to the Council to find the guidance you seek and listen to the voice that arises spontaneously. Turn a deaf ear to that nagging voice from your ego that tells you that you are not up for the task before you. Create a spiritual feast for the Council. Invite them to your altar every time you meditate or pray. Oh, okay. So interesting. Now let's go ahead and see if we can get a little more elaboration about this journey you're currently going through, about things that you're holding on to and can't let go of, about what that potential future could be, though I won't be surprised if Spirit doesn't give us any cards for that because of the Council card. Let's see. Okay, let's just get a couple of cards here. Oh, okay. All right, do you want to give me any more? Anything else that group number 2 needs to hear? Okay, anything else? All right, I was going to be delighted if the Fool showed up because of the Council, but it didn't. But that's okay. All right, so we have the 7 of Wands. We have the 3 of Wands. The card will move. Okay, we have Judgment, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. So right away, when I see the 8 of Pentacles, I just want you to know things are going to be all right, okay? It may not give me any elaboration, but the 8 of Pentacles in the Pentacle suit, it starts off okay, kind of dips, and then it ends on a higher note. And with this card, I don't know if you can really see that. It always looks blurry on my screen. I'm literally just using my laptop webcam for this. I went to Walmart and Best Buy. They didn't have any, so the one I want to order has to wait. But with the 8 of Pentacles, this is a web with a spider, and in the web, the pentacles have been caught, and they're not money. They don't look like coins. It's literally little bulbs of life, and the spider's holding on to them. They're staying with it, so it's like you've captured something great, and you're not going to let it go. And to me, that's good. So rest assured, if you follow this, life's going to be okay. Even if we can't get the specifics, you will be fine. We have Judgment. Maybe you're not supposed to cast judgment on others with that pessimistic mind of yours. With Judgment, this woman is calling forth change. The poppies are blooming around her. I see transformation, I see spirits, everything's flocking towards her. There's a lot of great life. Unfortunately, with this, there's also death involved. That's what I see when I think of spirits going forth, and it's a field of poppies. But it's not bad. It's essentially a transformation. So, and that's what you need to go through, changing your outlook from being pessimistic to optimistic. That is a grand transformation. But to me, this isn't a bad card. It's not the kind of transformation you see in like the Devil, for example. And then here, the past. I kind of see it. Possible betrayal, I'm not sure, but we have the Three of Wands and we have the Seven of Wands. With this deck, that Seven of Wands, where you're fighting desperately for your beliefs, you don't want to be overrun by that negativity. If you notice with this wand down here, that negativity is provoked. So in this deck, this is always something that you could prevent if you tried. You could end the fighting in yourself, because it seems that you provoke your own sense of rage, probably with that negative thinking. And then the Three of Wands, it's saying that you've had a great idea. Just start planning it out and be optimistic to the future. Look at him. He's looking, or she, I don't know. This individual is looking into the horizon. They have their little cat by their side and they are ready to go forth with this idea and make it a reality. I have one more deck that I can put down for you. I have to find it. So this is another Oracle deck. This is the Wild Elemental Oracle deck. These are all animals. So there are different animal totems that can come into your life, or that can represent values or messages that you need to hear now. And I love having animal spirit guides or animal totems, animal medicine. I'm all about that. So I like just throwing a couple animals down, one, maybe two, to just hear their insight. So let's see, Spirit, do you have any animals that could help with this situation? They always want to flip, but they never want to come out. Come on. Anybody want to go? At least one, maybe two animals. It's always funny when this happens. This could possibly just be very clear cut and Spirit doesn't want you to get anything else. See, these keep popping out, but there's so many of these, and yeah, I can't see these being what you're trying to get. All right. Anything else? I'm going to go a few more flips. If nothing pops out, I'm going to go ahead and say there wasn't an animal for you today. All right. Okay, group 2. I'm sorry about that. It looks like there isn't an animal that would be willing to grant wisdom for this reading, probably because of how clear-cut it is. You know, I don't really see animals as having optimism or pessimism, so they might be too down the middle to help with any kind of wisdom, I guess. That's okay, though. You ended up getting a significator card. Group 1 didn't get that. I will go ahead and let you know the bottom deck energy, and it is the Fool. Oh my gosh. Okay, yep. Take that leap of faith. See, I knew the Fool was going to be in here. I don't know if you can actually see it. That is the Fool card for the Shadowscape deck. Take that leap of faith and just be strong. Just do it. Nobody's going to judge you if you start looking at things optimistically. Nobody's going to think that, oh, that's so weird. Why aren't they, being like that? No, they're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You got this, group number 2. Have a great day. Oh, and if you like this reading, please leave a comment. Let me know. I'm going to try switching up some of the readings that I do, so I don't plan on doing this type next. If you have suggestions for spreads or anything you want me to do, let me know in the comments below. Thanks, and have a great night, guys. Hi, group number 3. Okay, group number 3. So we're going to go ahead and get your reading started. If you can see right here, this is my dog. He's been sleeping on and off, so if you hear him snoring, I'm sorry. He's too cute. You know what? I'm not sorry. You get to enjoy the pleasant sounds of my dog snoring beside me. Not going to apologize for my animal. Okay, so I don't think I explained this in the beginning. I'm kind of losing sight now that we're on reading number 3. Oh, he's such a cute face. I can see his reflection. Oh, okay. So I'm using the Mystic Oracle, Shaman Oracle. Oh, my brain keeps falling. Okay, the Mystic Shaman Oracle. All right. So I'm using this Oracle deck. We're doing 4-card reading, and then I throw tarot on it, and then I try doing another Oracle, the Wild Elemental, which is animals, to just get that animal wisdom. So with this, let's see what your cards are. Now this deck is very, very new. Didn't even shuffle good. I will most likely be reading a lot of things out of the book just to make sure I'm truly guiding you with Spirit's wisdom, because I just haven't formed that relationship, with this deck yet. I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle that. Okay. So right now, Spirit, for group number 3, we are looking for 3 more cards, so 4 cards total. Wow, group number 3. These cards are just popping up for you. That doesn't always happen. So there's a bit of a stronger energy here. Oh, look, there's your other 2 cards. Actually, that's 3 cards. Okay, just like group number 2, you ended up getting a significator. So we'll probably make that this card. Okay, so your significator card is going to be the Hunter. Let's go ahead and look up what exactly the Hunter is. Number 27. All right. So it says to rely on your own skills to traverse the thick forest you are in to reach your destination. You need to follow the tracks left by Spirit to claim your bounty, which is already prepared and being offered to you. Do not follow the maps drawn by others, as they will not lead you true. Instead, become the map maker. Find your internal compass and use all your senses, including your common sense. All right. So the Hunter, your significator card, is saying that you need to rely on yourself right now, that you need to understand that if you listen to your own heart, you will reach the correct destination. In our south-facing direction, we have the Smoky Mirror. For our west direction, we have Taming the Wind. There's no real reversals for these cards, by the way, in case you're wondering why I keep flipping them. Oh, this one is so pretty, and she's got pumpkins and stuff. This is the Gatherer for north. And then we have the Coyote for the east. Look at that coyote. All right, so the Smoky Mirror in south. The Smoky Mirror, okay, not the Smoky Mirror. South direction, the direction of south, represents something you're holding on to, some kind of wound, deceit, struggle. It's been eating away at you for an indiscernible amount of time. There's so many of you, I can't really say. This could be something that you suffered from in childhood. It could have been from a bad relationship. It could be something traumatic. I'm not here to name anything. I'm not trying to trigger anybody, but what it's saying is that you've let this control your life for so long. Spirit wants you to know, if you can, it's time to let it go, because it's not doing you any favors to hold on to this energy. The Smoky Mirror, it says that when the symbol of the Smoky Mirror appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self. Acknowledge that past the limits of your current ability to perceive, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order, but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world reflect, in the hidden realms, all aspects of the human journey are celebrated. The beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage. No matter where you are on your journey, now, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which you are meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the Smoky Mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder once the fog lifts the distortion you see now. It says, understanding the shadow of the human journey requires that you go deep into your story to discover the wound that prevents you from seeing the truth of your current situation. Your fears and expectations of disappointment and unworthiness may be clouding your capacity to see the potential in yourself and others. The smoky mirror may be showing you things you don't want as a result of your conditioning. These can become even more real, but only because you are making it so. The choice is yours. The world will hold you accountable for what you see and create. Can you see through the eyes of truth and faith instead? So, yeah, like, it's not pointing the finger at any specific thing to blame, but it is definitely saying that you have put on some gray tinted glasses and you are seeing the world from these struggles, from the pain, and it's time to take those glasses off and just open your eyes to the clarity, because what around you now is beautiful. The past may not have been, but now you should hopefully be seeing great things, beautiful things. They may not be the ultimate outcome you wanted, but we're not at the outcome stage yet. We're at the now stage. And right now, it's not as bad as you're making it. Then in our west-facing direction, we have Taming the Wind. It's almost like this person's face is almost completely covered in feathers, like they're camouflaged with feathers and twigs. It's great. Sorry, I got this deck because it's so breathtaking. So with Taming the Wind, this represents a part of you that you should be ready to move away from. So as we grow, we have sides of ourselves that come and go. So as you get older and you're making way for these new parts of you, these new wiser forms of you, these more experienced versions of you to come in, you have to let some of the more inexperienced or older versions of you go. It's time to close the chapter for that book and to enter the new chapter, if that makes sense. So with this card, this is card number 55. It says it's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home or office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when Taming the Wind appears as a symbol, it is time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. So it's time to clean up any misunderstandings with others, clear the air after disagreements, and allow others to share their side of things. You are called now to be a good listener. This is not a time to be right. It's a time for you to understand rather than be understood. Good things come out of this restraint of tongue and pen. You will be surprised at how things get resolved when you allow for all sides to have value. So it's almost like it's time to let go of that part of you that was dramatic, that was filled with ego, that always needed to be right, that had to have the last word. That part of you, the chapter for that part of your life is ready to close. The book's ready to close. And it's time to become a little more reserved, to listen, to wait for the right time. Listen before you speak. So if you can take off those gray colored glasses, and if you can listen before you speak and really let everybody have that term and try to understand everyone around you, that leads us to the North card, the Gatherer. This card represents the wisdom that you would be ready to let into your life, the wisdom you're ready to learn from. And this is card number 21. So with card number 21, the Gatherer, it says, look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notion of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with the low-hanging fruit that is all around you. Don't wander too far afield and search for what Spirit has already provided. Practice paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current conditions and you will find the bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. So you've closed off so much with this card, and once you've removed those gray colored glasses, I keep going back to that so you remember what I was saying, but once you've removed that part of yourself, you will begin to recognize that the good around you, it's there to help you. You're going to benefit from it. It's not just going to be something you're envious of. Like, no, that good is coming your way. So once this is going full circle, once you're seeing things with more clarity, you're more reserved, you recognize the good is coming your way and you're benefiting from it. We have the coyote, which represents your potential future. So the coyote, oh, that's not the coyote. The coyote calls to you. This is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointment, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intentions and turned them over to the Great Spirit, yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you are being led off course, off the path leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. Remember this, Coyote is a sacred trickster and may be leading you into challenges to ensure that you are ready to handle that or what you've set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when Coyote calls your name. So what it's saying is that the good's going to come, but there will be times where things are not perfectly in balance, where you're not, creating everything. And it's saying that Great Spirit is challenging you during those times. They're challenging you to make sure that you are strong enough to not fall back to these, and that you will continue to recognize that this is going to pass and that great abundance will come back again. Now, we can go ahead and throw some tarot cards on there. Maybe we can get an outlook for what the ultimate future is going to be, different life experiences you can, have. Maybe the Spirit will show us your past. But essentially, Spirit, we just want you to elaborate on this reading for group number 3. All right, Spirit. So if you could elaborate for us. Ooh, that card just flew out. The 5 of Swords. Okay. Let's see what else is here. I'm immediately getting thoughts for the 5 of Swords. Okay, this card keeps hanging up. Ace of Cups. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. I think that's good. It definitely goes with the Gatherer card, where to me, 5 of Swords is along with the Taming the Wind card. All right, anything else we want to say? Well, you might be done right after 2 cards. Spirit, do you have any other wisdom or advice for group number 3? Okay. Anything else for group number 3? I'm trying to get a 4th card here. I've been doing 4 cards for the other 2 readings. That's not 4 cards. I just want one more, Spirit. One more card if you can. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, I like all of this, and it kind of almost went in order. Okay. So first, the 6 of Cups. Oh, this is the Shadowscape deck, by the way. I don't know if you can really see that. It might be super blurry. And the 6 of Cups, this is a fantastical card. This young child is having a tea party with spirits of the forest and animals, and all of this joy is kind of avoiding her. She's surrounded by what looks like pentacles, so her earthly desires and attachments. And it seems like she's letting this river of emotion kind of just flow right by. So it could be a potentially tumultuous past that you have that's caused these gray glasses to be put on. Even like the background is completely gray. There's just some gold around it. It could be that you long for the past and things aren't as good as it was. But maybe there's some shadow work that you need to do with yourself in order to make this transition easier for you. Because somewhere in the past, either you're envious for it or the pain you suffered during it is definitely a key part here that could be holding you back. And then we have the 5 of Swords. Whenever I see this card, immediately what always comes to mind is turning foes into friends. And I say that because in the Swords suit for this deck, it's very like light and dark. It's white swans versus black swans. one's good, one's evil. It's up to you to interpret that as you will. But in this card, even though this human has white swan wings, it's black swans that are flying beside them. And the black swans have swords, but those swords are sheathed. They're not ready to fight. And, you know, this individual, their sword's out, but they're holding it in a strangely defensive manner. It's like they're on guard, but they're not fighting. No one's fighting. And they're flying beside themselves. So I correlate that to this taming the wind, which coincidentally they're flying in this card. Taming the wind, they're flying. Air cards, I don't know, you get what I'm saying. But taming the wind means to, you know, let others talk first. Hear their side of the story. There's always at least two different sides to every story, right? And to me, this is a person who has done that. They've recognized that the judgments they had against these swans was invalid. And now, while they initially saw the swans as being their foes, they are now friends. And that's something that could possibly happen to you. You may notice that as you start to let people speak and you start to hear their side of the story, you may realize, oh, that person isn't as condescending as I thought they were. Or, oh, I didn't realize that they were, you know, going through all of this. So maybe they weren't the way I initially thought they were. There's a chance that relationships at work, that friends of friends, you might realize that the two of you or the group of you have more in common than you thought, and that you actually do like them as a person instead of seeing them so negatively. And then we have the Ace of Cups. So this is the beginning of emotions, right? This is the first card in our emotional line of cups. And that's great. You're letting emotions in, you're recognizing it, and I think that just goes hand in hand with the Gatherer. So as you let off your guard, you start understanding people, you may be able to let people into your heart. And I definitely think the Ace of Cups represents that. And finally, the Coyote. Even though the Coyote says to stay on guard and be wary of the fact that things can go downhill, though probably just temporarily, ultimately, Spirit wants you to know that you hold the world in your hands. There's life and abundance. There may be an illusion of happiness there, but that's okay. Like, everything's an illusion, and it's what you make of it. And what it's saying is you need to make of this life as how grandiose is. You need to make this life. Wow, okay. It's saying that life is grandiose, and it is what you make of it. And you could have a great life if you just hold on and be surrounded by all the love that's around you. Now, I do also like to use the elemental deck I was talking about. These are animals, animal totems, just to see what animals pop through, who either wants to, give you an affirmation, or who wants to give you a wisdom for guidance to help make this journey a little easier. Oh, I feel like Spirit wants me to be done with this reading soon. It's like I've hit enough, but we're going to see if Spirit will just give us at least one or two animals that can help with this message. One or two. I always think it's better to just give you as much as possible. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and put those back. If Spirit wanted you to see those, he'll push them out again. Okay. Let's see. What else is there, Spirit, for group number 3? Come on. Anything else for group number 3? Animals. Who here wants to give some advice or guidance to group number 3 about this journey they are on? I don't know. This happened with my last reading too. I'm not sure why no one wants to come out and say hi. Like, you little dog is just snoring so much. Come on, anyone want to give any advice for group number 3? Here we go, 2 cards. Huh. We have the bear and the spider. Coincidentally, those are my two totem animals. Cool. All right. So the spider reminds you about how everything is connected. Life is connected in general. There's a weave of fate, right? A web of fate that's woven around everything. So be cautious of what strings you're tapping into. Lay in wait and just maybe even be creative. Spider can mean so many different things depending on what it is. It can be communication, it can be creativity, it could be designing your new life. Be intricate, be aware, make things as beautiful as you possibly can. And then we have the bear. The bear is definitely more maternal. It's protective. It wants you to care about yourself. It could be that, bear is saying, be on guard, while spider is encouraging you to open up and to, widen that web of yours with all these different connections. Bear is saying, don't just take everything with a grain of salt too. It's okay to be realistic in this situation because it wants you to protect yourself and to protect your family, your friends. And so just be on guard. Make sure that they're very strong animals that are protecting you. I don't know if they're probably just coming in as messengers. But definitely, this is blowing me away. Okay. But everything's going smoothly. As long as you follow this path. Be wise like the bear. Be patient. Be cautious. And the bear will protect you. And like the spider, make that web vast. Make it beautiful. Make it strong. That's your foundation. Those are your thoughts, your convictions. And as long as you do that, nothing should tear it away. And look out for those connections. Bear says to double check and make sure those connections won't hurt you. And spider says that once they've passed your test, those connections, they're going to be with you for life, probably. Because everything is connected. Everything's a learning process. The web is vast and I wanted to say interchanging, but that's not the word. I don't know what the word is. Wow, okay, sorry, that just blew me away. Bottom deck energy, if you're interested, you got the Four of Cups, longing, looking past, looking in the back, or not in the back, looking in the past. I'm getting tired. Watch out for that. All right, group number 3, have a good night. Hi, group number 4. All right, group number 4, we're going to go ahead and start your reading. I need to shake out everything. Okay, we're good. It's good. All right, so we're looking for 4 cards for group number 4. While we let Spirit find the 4 cards for your reading, group number 4, I'll go ahead and lay down the rundown. We're doing a 4-card oracle reading, followed by some tarot, maybe some animal oracle too. It's kind of been hit and miss. Not all the animals want to come out. But I know this is kind of a different reading than what is generally seen on the YouTube. If you like it, let me know in the comments. I don't want this to just be my go-to reading. I just wanted to have something interesting because I saw it at the beginning of this Oracle guidebook for this deck. And I really liked the messages it has. But if you have other spreads you want me to try, I'm definitely willing to go through those. Otherwise, there are definitely more generic readings I plan on doing in the future. And then maybe I'll come back to this too. Oh, okay. So we have 4 cards that point in 4 different directions. We have south, west, north, and east. There's no real like reversals with this oracle deck, if you're wondering why I keep flipping everything around. So south, we have many paths. So many paths for this, okay, for the south facing direction, this is representing things, group number 4, that are like old wounds. They could just be, they don't have to be literal wounds, but things from your past that have hurt you and you're holding on to them, you're clinging on to that pain. And Spirit is saying it's time to let that pain go. So with the many paths, the message for this card, oh, let me find it here. There's a brand new deck. There's like 80 or so cards in here, I think, and I'm reading out of the book because this is a great way for me to kind of be connected with them and learn from them. So with many paths, group number 4, it says that your call now is to take a big, bold step and leave the beaten path. Heaven and earth are conspiring on your behalf to support you in this move. Do not dally lest you miss the moment. It's time to sail into the uncharted. Be sure you attend to both your path through this earth as well as your journey through the stars. So you've outgrown your current situation and risk losing your way in your own backyard. You're being called to step out of your comfort zone. Respond now while the call is still a gentle whisper. Even though the woods look thick and impenetrable, venture in and let nature guide your steps through the dark until you reach your destination. Remember, if you do not know where you are going, any path will take you there. Ooh, I like that. If you don't know where you're going, you can get there with any path. So whatever's holding you back, it's big, and to leave, it's even bigger. And that could be, quitting a job, leaving a relationship. Maybe you need to relocate. Maybe you're not sure if you want to go to college out of state. It's saying that whatever that big decision is for your life, it's time to take it. Take that big decision, and that's going to, because you're done. You're done with your current situation, and that's what you're ready to leave behind. So then, on the west side, we have the Ancient Ones, which is really interesting to see this card come up for you. Now, the west side, oh, by the way, I have my dog here if you haven't seen him. The west side, or west direction, represents a part of yourself that you're ready to move away from. So in order to continue growing as a person, to let in your new experiences and your new wisdom, you need to let old things go. So that old side of you that you're still clinging to, that's making it impossible or difficult for you to move on with your life or to continue to grow, that part needs to that chapter for that book needs to close. It needs to come to an end. You're done writing it. You don't need to hold on to it anymore. Now, with the Ancient Ones beseech you to examine your attitudes and actions and be sure that they are of the highest integrity. Not forgiving an ancestor or yourself is keeping you from the freedom you seek. Remember, this is no longer your karma. You can break the chains that once bound you to the family drama and be free of your generational curses. Forgive the ones you need to release. Honor your biological ancestors by lighting a candle to them tonight. Yeah, to them. Okay. So, whatever you're holding on to in your heart, where you're blaming yourself, you need to quit it. You need to stop putting that blame on yourself because that's holding you back. There's no more need for you to suffer for whatever it was that you did or whatever it was you're embarrassed. So like if a parent or a grandparent did something, if you feel pain for things that, your past did, it's not you. You're done with it. You've repented, or that's not your, pain to bear, and you need to let that go so that way you can continue forward. So then, if you can take this big leap, let go of the things holding you back, we eventually get to flow, which is the wisdom you would be ready to listen, ready to hear, ready to learn. So this is the wisdom that'll come to you when flow comes to visit. It's a sign that your intentions have been in motion. Now is the time to allow nature to run its course. You are being called to effortless movements in the path of least resistance. It's like being within music, flowing within partnership. Think of the artist who creates without guile or craft. calling creativity up from the soul and bringing it to life without effort. You're called to be like a river, knowing the fulfillment of destiny is assured. Enjoy the ride. So don't try to push against the river or swim upstream right now. You can trust that when the time is right, your dreams will begin to take shape. So the knowledge that you need to seek is that even though this step is big, even though it's hard to let these burdens go, once you do that, life is going to be very enjoyable, and Spirit wants you to enjoy the ride. It doesn't want you to have this pain or this suffering. It wants you to take these steps so that way it can bring you onto this course, which would be the potential future, our east side, the corn. So with corn, what it says is, you planted a beautiful field of dreams and worked hard. Even in moments when you were losing faith, you continued. Now the spirit of the corn comes to honor this and show you a bountiful harvest. This is the time to reap the rewards of hard work and trust, whether those rewards are financial or the kind of prosperity measured in quality rather than quantity. You are so blessed when the symbol appears. Don't forget to share your good fortune. So that's incredible. So you feel so trapped right now, but as long as you have faith, Spirit is going to guide you to a very prosperous life. That's what I'm getting right now anyway. So that is a great reading. This is such a happy little reading. Let's see if there's any tarot that Spirit wants us to put down on this to kind of elaborate on anything. Okay, so Spirit, for group number 4, do you have any elaborations for this reading? All right, any elaborations for this reading for group number 4? Okay, let's see here. Oh. Maybe if we do these cards, is there at least one more card you want to add to this? At least one card you want to add to this reading for any insight, wisdom. There it is, the High Priestess. Okay. And so you ended up getting the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, there we go, the Chariot. This is the Shadowscapes deck, and High Priestess. As a High Priestess, this one, definitely very powerful. The Magician, card number 1 for the Major Arcana, that's a man or woman. It's a person using tools to manifest things into their life, to manifest change, where the High Priestess is beyond the tools. They're just manifesting everything, and that's what the corn is saying. The corn is saying that Spirit will give you everything you want, and it's probably because you're manifesting them too. And you do that. You usher in these manifestations with the Chariot. Everything is going your way. You have all of this great, magnificent power behind you, despite the fact that, before you had loss that you were suffering from. That's probably the pain in your heart that was holding you back. And you were on guard from the 7 of Swords, not entirely being yourself, being a little vindictive. But this is good. As long as you follow this goal, you will bring forth all of this great abundance. And you'll be able to bring about generally a lot of things that you'd want, as long as you just believe and you have that faith. Now we'll see if there's any animal totems that want to come out and experience or share their experience with you, their wisdom. Let's see here. All right. Any animal spirits or totems? Look at that. They just flew on out. Heron and eagle. Eagle, definitely powerful, soaring high, close to spirit, high vibrations and energies, taking everything they want. This is an incredibly talented creature that can see everything with great clarity. Huge, magnificent, and powerful. And then we have the heron. I'm not entirely familiar with the heron just yet, so we'll look it up quick so that way you get, as much value out of the heron popping up as possible. It says heron is all about independence and all of its trappings. So taking that big leap, that's independence right there. When heron arrives with messages, she's letting you know that you got this. In order for you to soar to the heights that you were born to, the eagle, take care that you also stay grounded. Only then will you be able to reach your full potential. So find your boundaries. Don't let others take advantage of you. When you start to whiffle waffle with others, take it as an opportunity to look deep into what about you is unwilling to keep healthy boundaries. Heron brings lessons that can be challenging, but on the other side is a freedom and peace that is priceless. And so you start off as the heron. You can still fly. You're still, a beautiful person, but you're grounded. You're taking everything with a grain of salt, and you've got, great wits about you. And as long as you continue this path, that heron eventually evolves into the powerful eagle, high and connected with spirit, and just reaping in all of those benefits and bounties of just good fortune and wealth. All right, I think that was a really nice reading. It's very clear cut. If you liked this style of reading, let me know in the comments. I don't plan on making this my thing, maybe once a month or something. I do want to just do some of the standard, more generic, what's going on in this week, what you need to hear now from spirit, because this takes a lot of energy. And it's really hurting my throat. But let me know in the comments if you liked this. If there's other type of spreads or readings you'd like me to do, I'm more than willing to take suggestions. And group number 4, I hope you have a great night. Thanks. Hi, group number 5. So let's go ahead and jump into your reading. My primary deck I'm using right now is the Mystic Shaman Oracle deck. We're doing a 4-card reading that kind of looks at, parts of you you're struggling to let go of, and then what your potential future might be. And then on top of that, I throw down a couple tarot cards, as well as some animal totem oracle cards for further guidance and clarification on this journey. Let's see. So then, Spirit, let's try to get at least 2 more cards. Give that a nice good shuffle. If you like this kind of reading, definitely let me know in the comments. If you want to see me do different, kind of more unique spreads than what normally goes on YouTube, let me know. I'm more than happy to look into it. Oh, let's see. There we go. That one popped right out. So there's 4 directions. We have south, which you got the sphere for south. We have west, which you got the wild woman. She keeps popping up. I think she's popped up in reading number 1. We have the hunter. The hunter popped up in reading number 2 or 3. And then we have the witness. So the hunter is north, the witness is east, wild woman is west, the seer is south. So the south card, that is some kind of pain, trauma, negativity that you are holding on to. You're not ready to let it go yet, and Spirit is telling you it's time. It is time to let this pain go because it is holding you back from your greatest wiles. Yes, I have my dog right here. You can probably hear him breathing, snoring. He's taking a little nap ski. So the seer invites you to trust your intuition and follow it as it leads you forward. You may feel lost when it appears that your hunch is taking you in circles or even through a maze, but the hidden realms don't follow the rules of a 2-dimensional map. Trust your gut and allow your perception of your circumstances to widen to include the nuances and subtle cues that you normally miss if you take things at face value. The seer has gifted you with this magic. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Your vision is clear. The seer has arrived now to challenge you to get out of denial and begin telling yourself the truth about your situation. Oh, okay, so group number 5, you're in denial about something. That's sad. Okay. So the truth may hurt, but it will set you free to claim the bounty that is waiting for you to notice it. This is a moment of true power. The seer offers you his medicine. When you are ready, surrender your vision to spirit and ask to be shown the truth, no matter the price. Once you do so, your eyes will open and you will receive a powerful gift. So you're in denial about something. It's time to kind of see with clarity and, understand the realizations of your situation or whatever it is you're denying. So then we have the Wild Woman. So that is our West card, our West directional card. That represents a portion of yourself that is ready to be let go in order to continue to grow as a person. I need to stretch my leg. Oh. In order to grow as a person, there's parts of ourselves that we need to, end the chapter on and just move away from. So with the Wild Woman, it's saying that excess for its own sake is a sign of imbalance. What are you in excess of? This is a warning that you may be trapped in obsessive thinking or behavior, looking for release in places that will never provide it. Let go lest you become like the hungry ghosts of Chinese Buddhist lore that can never be fulfilled. So you're letting gluttony take over you. And that doesn't necessarily mean food, but like if you think of gluttony or greed, these are things that these are either like habits that you can't resist doing. It could be overindulging. It could be, causing drama, things that are negative in nature. And there's a part of you that's a little obsessed with these things. You like it. You like the thrill. You like having fun with it, but it's holding you back. It's not letting you go. And maybe that's what you need to hear, is that you've become too unraveled. You're too into these things, and it's like Spirit's trying to tell me something, and I'm just not getting it. Here, let me just throw a tarot right down on this card, because I'm not picking up the message. I don't have that hearing, but when my brain can't make simple words, it's really hard. So 2 of Swords, 10 of Swords. There's a self-destructive behavior. You're at an impasse. You're not willing to make choices. You're probably just letting life make choices for you, which isn't necessarily bad. But when it comes in the form of this, of the 2 of Swords, it's not life. It's not spirit. It's people. It's friends, acquaintances. They're the ones who are in charge. You're just a yes man. And it's self-destructive behavior. You're being carried away by all of this turbulence. And I always see this as, it's not a good card. Look at all that red. I just see it as like this curtain of blood pouring out of this poor girl's body as she's carted away by all of these ravens. It's a very, very self-destructive behavior is going on. Is there any more clarity for the wild girl? Ace of Cups, emotions. You need to let emotions come through. What is the group number 5? What Ace of Cups, group number 5? Elaborate, please, Spirit. It's too much. Okay. Ace of Cups, group number 5. What are these emotions for? Are they too emotional? Is it saying that you've kind of numbed yourself with all this activity? The Lovers. Oh, the Lovers popped up. So, are you letting a significant other just drag you forward? Is that what it is? Is this, you don't know if you want to leave them or not? You're too wrapped up in emotions? Queen of Cups, clarity, walking on turtles. You need to see this the right way through. Okay, so you really need to seek some truth here. The Lovers card has popped up, but you're being swept up by these emotions. Ugh. You're not, I don't see you seeing with clarity. You need to see with clarity. And you have this Ace of Cups here. It's a brand new emotion. Is this a new partner that's entered your life and you just can't say no? Yeah, it's that yes man thing coming back. Is there anything else? The Sun, good things will come. Okay, let's keep going. So you essentially, this person has come into your life and they have blown you away. You have this newfound emotion. They're making you feel things you've never felt before with the Sun. But you've lost your clarity. You're not seeing things how you need to be seeing them. It's sweeping you away and causing destructive behavior. Wow, what is going on with this reading? Lover doesn't necessarily mean like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or significant other. It could mean like a friend. Maybe you've made friends with the wrong crowd, and that crowd is definitely leading you down the wrong path. If you can wake up to this, you can rely on your own skills to traverse the thick forest you are in to reach your destination. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, okay. This makes so much more sense now in this reading. So you have the Hunter. This is your north-facing card. This is the knowledge you need to hear. This is with your point in life right now. I've been telling everybody else for readings 1 through 4 that if they follow these steps, they'll be ready to hear this knowledge. You need to hear it right now. Don't settle. Do not settle for the roadkill. It could be poison. This right here, that is poison on your life. It is self-destructive. It is not good for your soul. Be careful that you don't become the prey of your desires and fantasies. That is what you need to hear right now. That is the hard truth that you don't want to admit. And my dog is so cute and snoring. So remember to not want more than you need, so you are not guided by unbridled ambition. It is okay to come home empty-handed. So you're okay. I think enough was said with this. Obviously, I kind of elaborated a lot about how you're seeing the situation, and it's not good. And I hope you're waking up with that. As long as you can wake up and recognize that this is not good for you, your future, potential future, the East card is the Witness. So this is card 64. The Witness. Oh, let's see here. All right, the Witness. So the Witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. So acknowledge your preconceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation you are in, but resist the urge to change any of it. Do not fall back into your controlling patterns. Instead, take a few deep breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. So, by being that yes man, which is just a term, you don't have to be identify as a man for that. But by saying yes to everything, you feel like you've taken the reins of your life. By jumping off the bridge first, you feel like you're taking control of your life, and you're not. You're misguided. You're not controlling your life at all. In fact, you're letting your life control you. And if you take a step back and realize that and focus, do a lot of shadow work on yourself, you'll see what your true calling is. You'll understand how to properly control your life. I don't need to throw any more tarot down. I think Spirit gave us very fine examples. I'm very happy Spirit clarified all of this, because this was initially confusing me so much. Like, what's causing it? But I understand now, just bad people around you. And it doesn't mean that they're evil or anything. Like, they could have great intentions. They could be really great people, but their self-destructive tendencies are leading to your own self-destruction. And sometimes you need to let it go. A true friend, they'll understand. They'll understand that you don't want to self-destruct, that you see how their way is wrong. And some of them, they'll jump ship and they'll join you too. They'll realize it could be a wake-up call. Your own wake-up call could be a wake-up call for your friends, for your loved ones, to encourage them to start taking things a little easier and to stop taking so many, destructive risks. Let's see if there's any totem animals that want to give you any messages for guidance, for clarity, for strength, wisdom, anything at all for group number 5. Okay, I got the ladybug and I got the jellyfish. So let's go ahead here and just see what these are saying. So with the jellyfish, it shows you that you can shine the brightest by just being yourself. You don't have to try to show up anybody or be the cool one. By living a very transparent life, you will be brought to the epitome of authenticity. Don't be afraid of letting others see you for who you really are. Your strength lies in the ability to be vulnerable. Let down your guards a little. It's okay. Go with the flow and allow yourself to feel the emotions and react to what is being presented to you at any particular time. Let go of the rigidity of thinking. So these emotions here, the emotions you feel from thrill seeking, from this destructive behavior, from these people around you who are encouraging it, you can feel these too if you're like the jellyfish. If you float on by and just recognize the bliss of life itself and not just the thrill of life. There's bliss in a lot of things, not just thrill seeking or whatever it is this destructive behavior is for you, because it's different for, all of you, who's ever watching. And then we have the ladybug. So, ladybug appearing in your life heralds a time of luck when the seeds that you have planted start to unfurl and you see the results of your hard work. Sometimes this good luck comes after a time of darkness. Know that this happened for a reason, and going forward, joy and happiness will start to push out the darkness. So this dark period of time you're in, you may see this, you may have deluded yourself into thinking, or disillusioned yourself, I don't know. You may have convinced yourself that this is your happiness, and it's not. And when you let this go and you move forward, happiness is going to keep coming. That's what the ladybug is. Oh, and if you didn't see, this is the jellyfish picture. All right, that's it for your reading. Group number 5. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, please, leave a comment down below, like, subscribe. Let me know how you liked your reading. Hopefully this touched at least a couple of you. It wasn't just all right, thanks guys. Bye. Hi, group number 6. All right, group number 6. Let's go ahead and start your reading. I gotta shake out all the stuff going on. All right. So, group number 6 for your reading. Today I am using my, what is it called? Mystic Shaman Oracle deck to do a 4-card reading, which I then get elaboration from Spirit for in regards of tarot cards. And then I have been able to get a couple of animal totem cards to appear. The animals are shy, so they haven't been coming out on all of my readings, but hopefully they'll present themselves to you to just, show you some more clarification on everything we're going through. For most of these readings, I feel like they've been pretty either straightforward to the point or very powerful. I think the last one was definitely very powerful. If you like this kind of reading, let me know down below. This takes a lot of energy. Probably doesn't help that I'm doing 7 different readings. But I definitely like doing this. If you have different types of readings you'd be interested in seeing, I'm open to those too. You just gotta leave a comment so I know what you want to see. Okay, I just need one more. Oh, alright, guess who's the first one? Alright. So, we have 4 directions here. We have south, which is the tree of life for you. I'm sorry, I'm on my webcam, so it's probably going to be blurry. We have west, you got the rainbow. We have north, we got soul retrieval. Oh. And then we have east, we have upper world. Oh, knowing what east represents, that's going to be really interesting. Okay. Okay. So, with the Tree of Life in your south position, south direction, my dog's chewing on a treat, by the way, if you're wondering. Okay, so the Tree of Life. So the south-facing direction represents wounds that you are holding on to, you're not ready to let go of, and Spirit is telling you no. Now's the time to let go. So when the Tree of Life is in the south-facing position, it says that to find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you're too much in your thinking head, or in the world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you're caught in mechanical doing and you are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longings. Move some of this. What nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? The seed of the oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of the sun. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. And so that is so interesting. So the wound in your heart seems to be that you don't let yourself feel. You seem pretty isolated, probably just kind of a go with the flow, not opening yourself up to new experiences, new ideas. Whatever caused that pain, it's time to let that go because it's time for you to feel. It's time for you to start experiencing all of this stuff. So then we have the rainbow in our west side. So the rainbow card represents a part of yourself that you are ready to let go of as well. So essentially, as you continue to grow as a person, in order to scout, in order to open yourself up to this growth, there's parts of you that you need to just be done with. Close that chapter in your life and continue reading that book. So you got 41, the rainbow. Let's get past it. And my dog's drinking water. So the rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is near. Persevere and remember that it is darkest just before the dawn. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn even while the night is still darkest. But do not claim victory yet or let your guard down fully. Don't get caught in pursuit of the illusion of the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Find the treasure now, in the moment, by coming into right relationship with those around you. All your gifts are at hand, so obvious you may have missed them. Be true with your intentions and do not be led astray by daydreams. Again, daydreaming's popped up twice. You might be in your head a little bit, you're not seeking things out, and you need to be able to let that go and just experience life. Come here. Come here, baby. No? Okay. So then, such a simple reading this time around so far. Then we have soul retrieval in the north. This card will represent the wisdom that you are ready to hear. So what this says is, you are no longer fragmented, you are one with creation. You have healed the cause of the pain you feel, so you do not need to dwell on it any longer. Really, it's true. If you are still hovering over an old wound, find a new flight path. Don't be distracted with the little stuff you've already mastered. Go for the big one, the journey back to Eden. When did you compromise what you truly believed in to be loved or accepted by someone? Think back over your life and find the time or times when this happened. Vow never to compromise your integrity again. What have you agreed to in the name of love that you know is deeply wrong? Make it right this instant. So because of the loved ones you cherish, you have been losing yourself. You need to gain it back. And that's what soul retrieval is telling you. It's time to get yourself back. Be who you are. Embrace life. Enjoy life. You don't have to close yourself off for anyone. And if you can do all of this, your potential future is going to be upper world. I don't know if you can really see that. So upper world says the upper world is calling you to step into your fully realized self. Clear distractions so that you can move into a higher destiny. Do not fall to the temptation to craft a slightly more improved version of yourself. What you perceive as a problem or an obstacle is in fact the irritation you need to take the great leap. Remember, you cannot cross the Grand Canyon in 2 small steps. So even though it feels like it's going to be a hard road getting back to your old self, it'll be worth it. You'll be able to do it. It's no easy feat, but it is achievable. Sorry, that was kind of loud. So we'll see if Spirit has any more insight on this. I feel like I need to do at least one more shuffle. And then in between this and my last reading, I have to take my dog out because he's saying he needs to go potty. It's okay. We'll take him out. All right. So any wisdom or guidance for this reading? Great Spirit. Let's see. Wisdom or guidance. Okay, this card, we're just going to hold on to that. It kept coming up. It wouldn't switch. It's doing it again. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Do we have one more card? I feel like those definitely make a lot of sense, actually. They kind of completely correspond to the reading so far. Do we have a potential future that can go ahead? Potential future. Just one more second, Scout. Oh. Okay. Alright, that might have been it, which is fine. Okay, so we got the 3 of Swords. This is like your card of loss, which would definitely fit down here with the Tree of Life and the Rainbow. We have 5 of Pentacles. You know, it's somebody who's very caught up in their own kind of burdens. They're surrounded by beauty, right? This grand pentacle, the nature around them, but they're completely unobservant of it. They're not accepting it in. The 9 of Cups is when you begin to observe everything. You begin to see it. And then we have 5 of Wands, a bunch of energy possibilities. And then finally we have the Hierophant. So somebody who's great with intellect. So this definitely, it corresponds. The upper world, that's going to be like the Hierophant surrounded by all of this powerful energy. And to get there, you know, you need to understand the loss and move past it if you can. Obviously, it always stays with you. But right now it's holding you back, and you need to find a way to cope and see good around you. Because right now, you know, you're stuck in a rut. You're not accepting anything. You're just wallowing. But once you can make clarity, you can recognize all of the grand emotions that are there, all the bliss. It just takes some intelligence. We'll see if there's any totem animals that want to give you any guidance or clarity on this. And then we'll go ahead and be done with this reading. Got the Praying Mantis. Last time I saw that card, you know, I thought it may seem small, but it is powerful. That could be how you're viewing your situation. You're not recognizing what your power is like, and Praying Mantis is saying, no, I'm not weak. I'm a Praying Mantis. I'm strong. There's a martial arts based off of the Praying Mantis. Southern style Praying Mantis, that's what Toph uses in Avatar The Last Airbender, if you've ever watched that. And there's at least one other form, I think. Praying Mantis is a Kung Fu Panda. You can't tell that guy he's not strong. He's strong. Are there any other animals that want to share guidance? Oh, I think that might be it. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Spirit's starting to mess with me a little bit. So you're done with that. I'll go ahead and at least show you your bottom deck energy. You got the Sun. Great power, great manifestation. You just got to rely on your own strength. Recognize that you can move past this and bring great things to you. Otherwise, that's it for your reading. I'm going to go take my dog out and then move on to the last one. Bye, guys. Thanks. Hi, group number 7. So you guys are the last group of the day. I'm actually going to take a moment to put all of my gems away before I forget. I hope everything is going well for you. So I guess we'll find out. So I'll go ahead and explain a little bit about what I'm doing. I did so for the other group, so it'd only be fair. Essentially, I have this new Oracle deck I just got. I'm still very new to it, so I'll probably be relying a lot on the book, so that way I don't misinterpret anything, because my intuition is just not grasping these yet. But oh, I love this deck so much. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. What I do is we do a 4-card reading. If you hear that stomping about, sniffing, licking, it's my dog currently drinking water. Just so you know, it's him and me in this room. And I'm sorry for the poor quality for the video. I have to use my webcam that's on my laptop. I don't know how long I'll do that for. I guess it depends on if these pick up. Anyway, so I do a 4-card reading using this deck. And then I like to throw down some tarot on top of the reading, just to try to get some elaboration, insight. It seems sometimes, he like kicked something. It seems that sometimes the tarot cards kind of just, they kind of just coincide with the 4 cards from this Oracle deck I'm getting. And other times it definitely seems like they really do truly give insight. So it's either you're getting insight or you're just getting, what's the word I want? Not clarification, that's insight. Affirmation? I don't know. Yeah, okay. Maybe you know words. If you know the word I'm looking up and can't think of, let me know in the comments below. And then after we use the tarot deck, which the tarot deck I have is the beautiful Shadowscapes deck. And sometimes I'm able to get some animal totem cards from my Wild Elemental Oracle deck on here as well for insight, wisdom, guidance. They haven't been showing up for every reading though. Kind of just depends on if they're in the mood. Hi. You wanna lay down so I can do this? Yeah, lay down. Come on, go lay down. Come here. Yeah, come here. Lay down. There we go. He likes being under the blanket, especially when he's sleeping and I have the lights on. All right. So now that the Bubba's is good, let's go ahead here. So then, Spirit, for our final group, group number 7, I need 4 cards for their, I think it's called some kind of medicine wheel reading. Focuses on the 4 directions: south, west, north, and east. I know it's weird saying it in reverse for me. All right, so I need 4, well, now I need 3 cards. Oh, that's too many. I need at least 3 cards, 3 more cards for group number 7, the last group. Oh, okay, there's definitely going to be some strong energy with this reading. That might work. It's 5. This happened with a couple of the other ones. You get a significator card. I'm going to go ahead and say that Flow is your significator card. We'll go over that one first, just so you know what it is. Oh, I've read this once before. It's just not sticking tonight. Too much. So when Flow comes to visit, it's a sign that your intentions have been in motion. Now is the time to allow nature to run its course. You are being called to effortless movements and the path of least resistance. It's like being within music, flowing within partnership. Think of the artist who creates without guile or craft, calling creativity up from the soul and bringing it to life without effort. You are called to be like a river, knowing the fulfillment of destiny is assured. Enjoy the ride. So Flow, go with the flow with this reading. That's what this is encompassing right now. Okay, for your South card, we have the Luminous Warrior. Oh, he's got a little halo around his head. I didn't even notice that until I put it up. Okay, for your west card, we have fire. Very bright. For your north card, we have water, duology. Okay. And for your east card, we have taming the wind. All right, so fire, water, wind. And then we have the warrior. Interesting that it's not earth. You have to go with the flow. Now, your luminous warrior card in the south. South represents wounds. Old wounds that you have not been able to shed. They're holding you back from moving forward with life. The luminous warrior reminds you it is important to focus on your power, wisdom, and beauty. Do not be seduced by what seems wrong with you or with the world. Remember that intention follows attention. So focus on your positive traits. Feed your light with more light until you feel truly empowered. Then there will be little need for action as you resolve all situations from within. So are you being tempted by your emotions to follow your lower instincts? Are you being invited to enter into a quarrel with someone? Put your sword away. This is not the time for battle. Your enemy is not who you think it is. Do not act from a place of anger that will damage your relationships and hurt the ones you care for. Find the truth hiding in your heart that will affirm your instinct for peace rather than for war. So right now, 32, right now, group number 7, your south card is telling you that you're too reactive, you're too confrontational, too aggressive, and you need to let that go. Whatever has caused all these angers, you don't need it anymore. It's not helping you. And then that fire is what builds. That's what the part of you that needs to go too. Card number 19 here in the west card represents a part of yourself that you are ready to close the book on. So in order to continue your human experience, to continue learning, become wiser, to evolve as a person, you need to let go of some things. Because if you only have a cup, right now that glass is full. So you need to pour a little out of what you've already become in order to fill it with something new. So with 19, with fire, like that's already resonating with me, that's that anger, that burning intensity and passion that's being used for a negative light. It says, it says, are you feeling too fiery? Have you been reactive and short-tempered towards others? This card has come to tell you that all fiery emotions directed at others can backfire at you. It is not a good idea to play with fire when you are out of balance or angry. Now is not the time to act or react. It is time to tame and befriend your inner fire so it does not scorch you. All right, so very confirmational right here. You are way too reactive. It's going to backfire if you do not tame it soon, which is probably why you need water in your life. Emotions, that's where 61 comes in. This is the truth. Your north card is truth that you're ready to hear right now. If you can tame these, you're ready for this to come in. So that's number 61. Oh, all the way back here. So when water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be, you just kicked my card above this. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. Go with the flow. Oh, look at that. Okay. So don't just react. Let life go. Like just go with the flow of life. And if you can do that, your potential future is going to be taming the wind, which is number 55. Oh, this is such a nice, simple little reading. Like just, quit being so reactive, go with the flow. It's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home or office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when taming the wind appears as a symbol, it is a time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. So it's time to clean up any misunderstandings with others, Clear the air after disagreements and allow others to share their side of things. Don't be reactive. Stop and listen. You are called now to be a good listener. Okay, there we go. This is not a time to be right. It's a time for you to understand rather than be understood. Good things come out of this restraint of tongue and pen. You will be surprised at how things get resolved when you allow for all things to have value. See, this in the future, you will learn how to be like this, but you need to follow these steps. It was so clear cut. Okay, so then Spirit, do you have any like further advice for group number 7 about this? I'm sure that this isn't anything easy they can do. On paper, you know, it sounds very nice, simply stop the behavior, but you know, I personally have trouble putting a stop to my anger. I'm an Aries, so sometimes it just comes out. But it's good to be zen sometimes. Let's see. Do you have any other advice that we can give to them? Lots of overwhelming possibilities here. Let's not play around. Come on. At least 2 more cards if you can, Spirit. We just want to try to give them as much advice as possible. That way they're not overwhelmed with this. We want it to be easy for group number 7. It's hard going from doing one thing your whole life to needing to do another thing. Yeah, yep, see, it is hard. Oh, at least one more. I'm going to laugh if it's one of the swords. Nope, pentacle card. Okay. You almost had one of each. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands, and the Page of Cups. Page of Cups. All right. This is definitely somebody with their emotions. I feel like this would go here. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. Okay. 5 of Wands, erratic, overwhelmed, so much power going through you. You want to give life to everything. You don't want to be held down. That's why you talk so much. That's why you're over talking. That's why you're so reactive, because you feel so much potential in yourself, and you don't want to have your opinion stomped on. You want to be heard, and you want to let things know. Maybe because of this 5 of Pentacles, you know, a lot of times with these readings, like, it can be past, present, or future. So this 5 of Pentacles, this could be you now wallowing. This could be what you fear. It could be what you felt like. So the 5 of Pentacles, I always call it the wallowing card, because this person is just slumped over, head in their arms, knees up, guarded. They're done. They're defeated. They don't want to do anything else. They don't want to get up. And the sad part is they're surrounded by everything. They have transformation in front of them, the butterfly. They have this little lizard. They have vines and grasses sweeping up towards them from the bottom, trying to touch them. Nature is calling to them, and they're brushing them off, giving them the cold shoulder. All of this abundance, things over here, all of this abundance lays over them, but they don't acknowledge it. They don't want to see the glory in it. And so it could be that in the past you were neglected, and now you've decided, no, I need to stand up for myself and let my thoughts shine. It could be that you fear you'll be neglected if you don't let your thoughts shine. One or the other, both fears can come and go. We have the Page of Cups. So, court card for our water symbols. This is somebody who sits stoutly, I don't know words. She sits high and mighty. She's not even looking into this basin of water. It seems like she's just letting the steam brush over her. It's so interesting. So I feel like there's a hesitancy with the emotions. There's hesitancy and there's clarity. You're afraid that if you follow this path, you're too afraid to drink, or you're seeing things for what it is. And I feel like this card is representing both for you. You're too afraid to drink, but once you do decide to drink, there will be so much clarity. Life is going to be so nice. Why? Because you have the Ace of Pentacles that pops up. Beginning of new wealth, new ideas. your home life, your business, anything that's like materialistic or of the world, grounded stuff like that. As the ace, it's beginning to manifest. You're bringing that forth. That's not a bad card. Do we have any more insight for this, about the fears, about potentials for the future? What else can come through for group number 7? Knight of Cups. So now we have somebody completely in charge of their emotions. They're seeking things. So that's you. You've gone from being somebody too afraid to drink out of the glass to somebody who's seeking, friends, who's seeking loved ones, potential loved ones. Here's that fear right there. Fear of loss. Maybe you were hurt in the past. That might be better in this direction. Oh, another one popped up. Another knight, Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is somebody with a lot of power. You can tame that fiery power. There's so much of it going around here. That's why you're so reactive. But you can bring it back. You can still have your power. It's all about balance, but you can't have it yet. You have to follow this cycle first. You're in balance now. You've had too much reactiveness. Once it calms down and you've become the Knight of Cups, then you can go back and claim your Knight of Wands. You can make this a part of who you are, this balanced person. And then we have the Knight of Swords. All right, so with a balance of emotions, with a balance of passions, you then get a balance of clarity, of intellect. Everything works out in the end. Lastly, let's see if any of the animals have any suggestions, any wisdom. A lot of the times the animals, they represent certain things, certain aspects in ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge, or certain goals that we need to achieve. They can come through and teach us a lesson. Shot right out. The giraffe. The giraffe stands high and proud. It reaches the heavens with that long, long neck. And I say that meaning, the dragon. Look at that. Another powerful card. I say that meaning that, there's a spiritual sense to that. So you have higher vibrations. You're more in tune with everything. That's what the giraffe can represent. We'll see what the specific deck says. Then we have the dragon. The dragon's protective. It's strong. Oh, the bear popped up. I wonder if the spider's going to pop up again. We'll see. Very protective things here. Strong, powerful, protective beings, different elements coming through. Let's see. Oh. All right. Normally when the cards fly out like that, it's generally done. We'll see about the buffalo bison. So you're the first group to get 4 animal totems. That's pretty incredible. Let's go ahead and just get some elaboration. Giraffe. So giraffe points out that deep in your heart, you knew some of this already. Wow. Your intuition and foresight, even though you may not be able to explain why you knew this, you did. Listen to your gut. You are also being asked to search your heart and gut, or your discernment, to see how things feel to you. If it feels good, move forward. If something feels off, search to see if there is a hidden fear. If there is, look to healing that fear. If not, listen to that small voice telling you to look at another direction. And we have dragon. A very powerful messenger. The dragon appears when major life changes are happening or about to happen. He is with you as a reminder that you have the power to get through these changes. You are being shown that though these changes or situations may seem overwhelming and life-altering, it is a catalyst for major spiritual growth, going back to the giraffe. It is not often that this amount of power enters your life at the same time as transformational changes. Harness and make the most of it. We have the bear, number 2. Ooh, the book almost flew out of my hands. It's probably mad I'm reading this. Bear is telling you that it's time to go within and explore the reason for your concern about this situation. Go deep into your heart and examine your journey and your path. Do you feel that this is the true path for you? Going within sometimes means withdrawing from our normal group of friends for a time. Do not feel guilty if you are led to do this. You can only give to the people you care about if you are filled first. So what that's saying is that part of you, this is the right thing to do. Dragon, giraffe, they tell you that. but you don't want to. You want to fight this. You want to keep going with this because this is how you know life. This is how you understand life. And Bear is telling you, if you can't do this, if you can't make these adjustments and these changes, don't. It's kind of like telling, it's kind of like a recovering addict. All the help you provide isn't going to help if they don't want the help. So Bear's telling you, if you don't want Spirit's help with this, it's okay to turn this advice down. You maybe do some inner reflection. If later down the road you come back and say, okay, I recognize these issues now and I understand why this advice was given to me, you can always start your transformation at that point when you're ready. And then we have the buffalo, the bison. It says, the native tribes of the plains of the United States revered the buffalo as sacred. This animal fed, clothed, and created tools and medicine for the tribe. The people honored the buffalo for its sacrifice for the good of the tribe. Every bit of the animal was used. To waste any part would be an affront to the sacrifice the animal made. You are being shown that abundance is all around you. You will always have everything you need. Keep yourself in the energy of gratitude and honor every aspect of your life. Be grateful for everything you have, and you will stay in the sacred energy of gratitude and abundance. Alternatively, this totem could also be reminding you that you need to stay grounded as you work towards greater abundance. Your path towards success is equally as important as the goals that you accomplish. So I feel like both of these at the top are telling you change, and change is good. And both of these at the bottom are saying you don't need to change right away. This does not have to be night and day. You don't have to go to bed at night one way and wake up the next day a different way. It's okay to be slow. You have everything you need to feel calm, to feel loved, to feel... So it's okay. It's okay to just make this a gradual transition in your life. All right, if you have any questions or comments, you can definitely feel free to leave a comment down below. Otherwise, thanks guys. That was your reading by group number 7.